Hey, what's up, Trails Collective? This is Ian here for the weekly rundown for September 9th, 2020. This past weekend was a blur on my end, trying to respond to the ongoing changes with trying to put on the last two races of my race directing season. We've got Breakneck Point this Saturday, as well as the Water Gap 50K, 25K on Saturday. Friend Vinny Capadora from Happily Running will be taking on Water Gap in my absence. Also pulling together, finishing up a review and getting it live for the Salmon Wild Cross, a model that I was anxiously waiting for a year or so. We just posted it. Check it out. I'll put the link here. Let you know, well, I'll take you through really some of the materials, the specs, the design, and whether I think it all comes together for a functional package in the order of really what I was waiting for. So check it out. Ellie this past weekend on Friday, I believe, released the TC Weekly Interviews with Shan Riggs. For all of you who don't know the gentle endurance giant Shan, he is currently en route, crossing through the Sierras right now, headed east on foot toward Connecticut, averaging between 30 and 40 miles a day, making their way up through the beautiful, but right now very smoky Sierras with all of the wildfires going on out there.
Have the Sierras in the back that we just went through. This is the first time really being in the middle of nowhere. An access road that hardly anybody's on. That's Mile Lake in the background. And then that is where we're going. East.
Seems to be in good spirits, really beautiful location. Check it out at Shan Riggs Runs on his website, and definitely tune in to Ellie's interview with him from last week, or that just got posted last week, and dig in a little bit more. Let's see, what else happened in the media? Handi, I don't know how many of you know Alejandro or Handi.
Last night, we went for a little boys' night out. Ran from Pinnacle to Wind Cave, spelunked Wind Cave, came back, and in the process, I smashed my right big toe. You know what would be great is if we could just do away with toenails. Cats get declawed, right? Can humans get declawed? Can you just get them like completely taken out?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, let's do that. If I don't even have to think about toenails anymore, that's living it up.
The Conestoga Cowboy, or one of the Cowboys. He is a film individual by trade, and he finally just released his own YouTube channel, which is the Conestoga Cowboys. They have their first video up, which is on the Buzzard Marathon loop or circuit. Really well done, as you'd expect out of Handi, and really looking forward to see what comes forward on this channel. On Runner's World, an article that I missed this past week or so ago was a really interesting, good, short article on a college runner. She was home from college, if I remember right. Goes to school in Vermont or New Hampshire. Back home in Old Forge, just heading out for a run on the trails around her, and found herself in between a mama bear with a couple cubs. Turned into a pretty wild next number of hours. Definitely worth checking out. We'll put the link here. Won't give it away. Give it a short read. On the FKT front, it was probably literally one of the quietest, at least by FKT submissions to the fastest known times website front in our region than any since I think I started doing these weekly rundowns whenever that was, maybe late spring, give or take. Connecticut, Sarah Ports Connor. She shaved an hour and 5 minutes off of the unsupported women's mark for the 12.5 mile Bear Mountain Loop. In Maine, one that's hot off the press and wasn't actually, I think, posted to the FKT site as an update yet. Finn Malison took down the 100 Mile Wilderness FKT. This one consists of a 96.5 mile stretch with over 18,000 feet of gain, which is considered one of the wildest, if not toughest sections of the Appalachian Trail, with a new mark of 29 hours, 16 minutes. He shaved an hour off of the time set from 2013 if it was a supported effort, or 4 hours off the unsupported mark from only a month ago. So great job, Finn. That's pretty awesome. In New York, Stephen Young shaved 6 minutes off the FKT from only 3 weeks ago with 1 hour and 10 minutes for the Highland Forest M Loop. And in Virginia, Debbie Marcus completed an unsupported finish on the ring loop. I think I started digging in for more details and I couldn't quite get them, but I will comment more on the ring here in just a second. So looking into the results of this past weekend. In Virginia, so a growing number of individuals. I think it started with 6 in maybe 2000, actually I can't remember what year, maybe like 2012 or something to that effect, something in there. Started taking on basically an annual Labor Day, almost rite of passage down there called the Ring. It's a 71-mile circumnavigation of the orange blazed Massanutten Trail in the George Washington National Forest. And there were a number of individuals that took it on this past weekend. Sounded like it was a hot one out there, but a really cool in virtual format this year. 2 others in virtual format, a 5K, 10K trail run for Thorncroft in Malvern, PA, which I've mentioned the past couple weeks as an event coming up. There were 24 finishers with 5K wins to Colin Kelly from Villanova in 24-21 and Valerie D'Amico in 27-20. There were 7 in the 10K, with the win going to William Harvey in 17:30, with a mile split time of 2 minutes and 49 seconds. Damn! That's right. Heard it here. 10K in 17:30, 2:49. That's pretty incredible. Get that kid a scholarship. No doubt he was flying, but also no doubt supposed to be in the results for the 5K division. And then Nikki Kemper in 29:31. The back 40 events last man standing event went down at Pineland Farms up in Maine. It had, I think, around 70 people set off for the challenge. The last person standing with 32 laps completed and a run time of 23:43 and winning a golden ticket to the big dance of last person standing events was Jason Begonia. Jason's 32 laps equated to 134.4 miles within a 32-hour period for the 32 laps. No stranger to suffering, Jason is. He's now, I think, the 3-time winner down there in 2018, 2019, and 2020. Also going back another year, looking at the results, it appears he was the first loser in 2017. And if I'm looking at the results correctly, that is. Word has it, though, that the winner in 2017 was actually this guy, with the win being now questionable in hindsight. Check it.
Dennis, getting ready to lift now is Sergey Akhmotov of the Soviet Union. His trainer has told me that he's taken antibiotics.
So if that is the case, we might have to give Jason the 4th win retroactively. Also went down the Black Bear Half Marathon in Waterville Valley, New Hampshire, a gorgeous part of the world. Of 60 finishers of the half marathon, the wins went to Bobby McDonough in 1:27 and Nicole Falcaro in 1:39. In the 5K, the early teens took it, with 13-year-old Nathaniel Gervais, the top male, in 21:32, and 14-year-old Jamie Reedy for the ladies, 28 minutes. The Salt Springs Field, Forest, and Falls Trail races went down to Montrose, PA. The 5K win was earned by Jeremy Quinnen in 24:44 and Niam Cody in 34:48 for the women's field. In the 10K, Sarah Briggs took the overall win in 51:27. Sarah just ran pretty stellar at my Cayuga Trails 50s, also in July. She's having a pretty stellar year, pretty big gains. I think going for a 250 marathon, I think, coming up. And she just bested her coach, Chris Suicidal Cowden. That's right. That dude could be your coach. There's not motivation there. I don't know where the motivation lies. On our heels in 52:49 for second. I'm not sure if you'd want that dude on your heels. Gonna run fast. All right, let's see. Weekend ahead, September 12th. A pretty solid day, as I've mentioned, on the trail calendar, or weekend really coming up. Some fun and inspiring options that I had mentioned on my Red Newt Racing's plate. So Water Gap Trail runs in Milford, PA, 25 and 50K. We're headed in with a lean crew of about 75 this year. Still, you can register. I think I have it closing down maybe Wednesday night. So if you check this on our first day this week and you still want to jump in, check it out on Ultra Sign Up. And the Breakneck Point Trail runs, the beasts of half marathon and marathon, just cool play beasts, wilds, of course, in the Beacon. constant flux, as I mentioned, of people coming and going this year, but we should settle in around our lowered cap of around 300 for this year. Boy, I'm looking forward to next weekend. All right, Rockin' the Knob Trail Races in Blue Knob in Claysburg, PA. 10K half marathon in 26.2. As we've mentioned, they bill it as one of the most challenging, if not the most challenging. Actually, I think they bill it as the most challenging 10K by far in PA. Currently around 200 signed up across the 3 distances, and registration is still open, but only through today, Wednesday, so get on it. We'll cue the link in Ultra Sign Up. Pine Creek Challenge in Wellsboro, PA. Marathon, 50 mile, 100 mile in the beautiful Grand Canyon of PA, also running. Registration has closed out. The Boulder Field 100, long closed or capped in Jim Thorpe, PA, also going down. The Mahoosic Ridge to River Challenge in Bethel, Maine, which I've mentioned the past couple weeks, just sounds like a really stunning course. Covers the nearly entire ridgeline of Sunday River. It has a, it just looks spectacular. Its registration is open until this Thursday, the 10th. So if you're within drive range of Maine and want to get on that, it looks like it would be spectacular. So check it out. The Odyssey Trail Running Rampage in Duthet State Park, Virginia. Also sounds like a really beautiful course, but registration did cap or close also a while ago, but keep it on your radar for 2021. The Tungsten Trail Ultramarathon in Burlington, Connecticut, to benefit the Burlington Land Trust. 8 mile, 30 mile, 60 mile, I believe are the distances. Registration did close out on the 4th, but good luck to the crew at Tunxus. And Breaks Ultramarathon, 45 mile trail run in Breaks, Virginia. Also sounds like a really cool course running along the Kentucky-Virginia border. Pretty up over some rugged terrain. Currently 162 entrants with registration still open, but only also through today, Wednesday the 9th. So if you're in the Virginia, Kentucky area, want a 45 mile beautiful challenging trail run, check it out at the Breaks Ultramarathon, and also we'll plug the link on Ultra Sign Up. AAP Fall Classic in 5K in Allison Park, PA, 5:10:20. We'll plug it. Still, I think registration may be still open. Where the Pavement Ends in Connecticut, a 4.25 mile hybrid virtual event where you're still running on the course, still open. And then, as I've mentioned, the Macedonia Trail Race from Steep Endurance, one that I'm also signed up for on Sunday. If I've got any juice left after Breakneck Point, come join me in Kent, Connecticut. 7.3 mile, 25 mile, or 50K maybe. I can't remember the distances. Things are a blur at the moment. But it sounds like a pretty cool course. Again, looking forward to meeting the crew out there, and come and join me on course. So check it out. And another one that we plugged last week that opened up the New York, New Jersey Trails Conference, doing a trail-a-thon, 100 miles for 100 years. As I mentioned, this is a really worthy and incredible organization that does a ton to build and maintain trails that many of us run. So if you are a trail runner in the tri-state area here with New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, or just really want to, if you've got some extra funds to donate toward an effort for a really great and worthy entity, check it out. You can register and run September 14th through October 31st, so it hasn't started yet. And we'll plug the link for runsignup.com to register. So that's what we got this week. Coming up in terms of gear, we'll see next week. I still need to weave together some of the video clips from Sheena and Nicole doing a rundown of some of the best women's vests from this year. Some of the styles are pretty consistent for next year, so even though we're getting late in the year, it'll still carry over. So I'll try to get that woven together. Thank you very much, Sheena and Nicole. Let's see, and the other one, just got some feedback also from a friend who is testing some of the best hydration vests that are like under $100. So some of the more intro vests. He's one that doesn't have any background with vests, so I was really curious on getting it onto somebody who doesn't really have a background and isn't really swayed or in necessarily the bubble where they're maybe swayed by marketing. Just a kind of a pure, no filters on there. So we'll see what he comes up with, and I'll try to get that posted in the next week or so as well. So that's what we got going this week. Stay tuned for those events coming up. Come join us at Breakneck. Come join me at Macedonia. So thanks for tuning in. Check you later. See ya.